Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here. Welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am grateful to be here with you, and I'm grateful that you're here with me, and I'm glad to be here. A bird sitting in a tree is never afraid of the branch breaking because her trust is not in the branch, but on her own wings. Always believe in yourself. Now, I have a routine. I love to go out hiking, and then hiking out. On the way out, I listen to tapes, motivational tapes, inspirational tapes, professional tapes. And when I get back, then I'm coming back and I'm reflecting on the things that I heard going up. And I listen to this binaural productivity meditation thing, and I crank. And my mind's just going, and I absorb it. And that quote was stated in one of the things that I listened to. I came back and researched it, trying to find out who did it. Couldn't find it, but I did find a podcast by a lady by the name of Hazel Thornton. I loved it. She did a great job. It was sweet to the point. And she used this quote to make her point. And then she gave us a tool. And I'm going to share that tool with you in just a minute. You know, right now, doesn't it seem like we're going through tough times? And we could start, what do you want to talk about? I mean, you got your personal issues, but then all around us in the world, we could worry ourselves sick looking at politics, crime, global warming, terrorism, healthcare, war and violence, inflation, morality. How about loss of faith, the attack on the family? Where do we start? Corrie ten Boom, whose family hid Jews during World War II so the Germans couldn't capture them in their home, wrote a book called The Hiding Place. And in that book, she talked about worry. But she has such a great quote. She said, worry doesn't empty tomorrow of its sorrow. It empties today of its strength. So we got all this going on. We're going to say, oh, my branch is going to break, or the tree's going to happen, or this is going to happen. We were given wings to fly. And when something happens, when the branch breaks, and it always does, I just think, okay, what am I going to do about it? 4 years ago, I woke up in the morning, I couldn't move my left foot. I mean, I couldn't tell it to move. It didn't hurt, but I had what they call drop foot. So it flopped around like a fin. Make a long story short, I ended up at the doctor's, I ended up at the hospital. One of the top surgeons in the world happened to be in town, and he said, Lee, I've got two choices. One is the x-rays say put a titanium rod in. I said, okay, if you do that, how long before I know if I get my foot back? He said a year. What are the odds? 50-50. He said, but I can maybe get in there and do some magic. I said, okay. What are the odds to get my foot back then? 50-50. And when will I know? Probably a year. Signed both 2 waivers, put him off to go to work. But I talked to Lori about this, and we were talking, and but before the surgery and that night, I said, I wonder what I can do with a floppy foot. I wonder if I could go into Senior Special Olympics. There's got to be something. I started thinking about all of these things. I started thinking about my wings. God gave me wings, and if I have a broken foot, I still have my wings. So what can I do? And that's a thought process I wouldn't have had 10 years ago. Not at all. And so here's the tool that she gave us. She said for her, what it really helped her to see her wings is to reflect upon, and she created a list that she calls her accomplishment list. And she went all the way back to when she was a child and started writing down accomplishments. So I did it. I started out doing it. I got a few down, then a few more, and then as I got one, then there's more, and then there was more. And then she had you make a survival list. So these are the things that you survived. These are the crises. These are the breakups. These are the career challenges. These are the things out of left field you didn't expect. And we all have tons of those, but you overcame them. And when I'm so far, I'm going to keep doing this because I'm just discovering some amazing things about myself. And what I'm discovering is I have so many more things in my accomplishment side than I do in my survival side. And then it dawned on me, wait a second, a lot of these over here would not have happened if I hadn't had the survival side. So I want to challenge you, do it. Do it. Sit down with a piece of paper, take the time, and just start writing down your accomplishment list. And then start writing your survival list. Give yourself some time because I think you'll have some great, great insights. I love Corrie ten Boom's quotes. Love their quotes. And she talks about what wings are to a bird. and sails are to a ship, so is prayer to the soul. Never be afraid to trust an unknown future to an all-knowing God. And then she continues, the wonderful thing about praying is that you leave a world of not being able to do something and you enter God's realm where everything is possible. He specializes in the impossible. Nothing is too great for the almighty power. Nothing is too small for his love. So remember, we are all given wings. And as wings are to a bird, prayer is to the soul. And we can get through anything. Always believe in yourself. Have a meaningful week. Let's talk next week. Talk to you soon. Onward, upward, and outward.